I call myself Mark, and I ask people to call me Mark. If they want to introduce me formally, I say Reverend Mark. As long as you call me by a nice name, I don't care what you call me.
Mark is the kind of leader that gets people to get on board, to say that it's important from a faith perspective to be involved, not to ignore these issues, that we have a responsibility to our fellow man.
He is always there as a family member beside you, extending always the hand of friendship. So it's hard to say no to Mark Asman. He had to convince the downtown, to convince the mayor, the city administrator, but most of all, we had to convince Lower Milpas area that they wanted a shelter in their community, and absolutely they did not.
The work of justice, working with changing policies, working with the city council or the county board of supervisors to articulate the way the relationships are in the community with renters, or the way immigration policies affect farm workers, will be part of his gift to our community.
I grew up in the 50s and the 60s, and homosexuality was hardly on the radar screen and never spoken of with any degree of acceptance or recognition. Sadly, tried to control it, tried to change it, tried to heal it, never tried to embrace it until I just became increasingly unhappy with the sort of dichotomy that I was living with. I decided to do the one thing that really was left for me, which was self-acceptance. I sort of had to reconstruct my religious worldview to see myself in it. I was at peace with myself, but it took me a while to get to the point where I could see that not only was it just the absence of a positive, but that rather that I am as much a reflection of God as any other human being is, which is central to the Judeo-Christian tradition.
I met Mark first 18 years ago. I went looking for a gay-friendly church. My son was 8, and I thought he might be gay. Mark was a real role model for him in terms of what a healthy, happy gay man looks like, living as who they are completely in the world.
Mark is the kindest person in the room. Being a gay man, getting married at a time when marriage equality was not part of either the, national constitution, was also not necessarily recognized in the Episcopal Church. And so Mark getting married at Trinity Church, Mark showing up with Bill at council meetings, being a part of the fabric of this community as an out priest was Mark's contribution to leading and creating a culture where faith-based communities could voice their support for love and for equality.
The major contribution to Planned Parenthood that I see in his role is bringing together clergy in the community and opening sort of a new way of thinking about reproductive health care. He has stood up for teens who need access to comprehensive reproductive health care services. He's fought back legislation that would restrict access to safe legal abortion.
Mark, it has been my honor and my privilege to work alongside of you. You are more than deserving of the Independent and Community Hero Award, and I hope you go on to do more great things and enjoy this big, beautiful life that you have created for many people and mostly for yourself. Congratulations. And if you were here right now, I I'd run over and give you a big hug.